Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
Today we are here with the fourth and presumably final installment of our Advent Memento Mori devotion.
It is the last one. A, there are no more ones in it. B, it is Christmas Eve. And C, we have to live at the church for like the next 3 days, so yeah.
I like Advent as much as the next guy, but if your Advent has more than 4 Thursdays, you're doing it wrong.
I mean, now we have the normal discussion of how long should we celebrate Christmas? 8 days? 12 days? Until...
16.
That's not an option. And if you're going past
That's
12...
why I'm picking it.
You got to go to Candlemas. Those are the rules.
Oh, no, I'm not going to Candlemas. 12.
We have to go all the way to February?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Well, a minimum of 8, because just the octave. There's only 2 left, so we got to make the most of what we got. I'm not saying there weren't too many back in the day, because there were clearly too many back in the day.
Octaves? Oh, yeah. two octaves in the year.
Yeah,
yes.
Too many octaves in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an octave of everything. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about heaven.
Yay!
That's right. And so for today's devotion, we read about the birth of John the Baptist and his special mission.
Because the Baptist is inextricably linked to the Messiah. You can't have one without the other.
And we all have special missions.
They could have, but then God would
That's
have to make the entire Old Testament different.
That's not how God chose to do it, therefore this is right.
Yes. God didn't have to do it the way he did it. But he did it the way he did it, so therefore this is the way it goes.
He did it the best way, which is how we did it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in this one, is he yelling at people and stuff?
Not that I'm aware of.
The moment he was born, the people knew the hand of the Lord was with him. I mean, the news of it spread throughout all the country. John was called to prepare the way of the Lord, to announce the wonder of a Messiah, come to save his people.
Yeah, Zechariah gets to talk again.
Yay!
Yeah, I mean,
And his new first words are, his name will be John. After having not talked for like months, everybody would just sort of at that went and said, "All right,
whoa,
listen,
it's fine."
Listen, they were so old that everyone agreed they could not have kids. She ends up pregnant. Meanwhile, he gets struck mute while working at the temple. I mean, this is, clearly, we're going to make another book of the Bible type stuff.
The hand of God is at work here, which always freaks people out.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if after all that, you finally speak up and you say...
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, no, everybody's like, all right, cool, we're good.
If you've been unable to speak for 9 months... People pay attention to your first
Struck
words.
dumb by the hand of God.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, it's not like it was a name no one heard before. It's not like Peter where they're like, you're naming him
Rocky?
No, there was at least 2, 3, I don't know how many other Johns in the early church.
Plenty of Johns.
It was a common name.
John was one of the Maccabees. It was a known name. But it wasn't in his family.
Mm-hmm.
Kid was supposed to be named Zach.
Zachy Jr.
Zach the 18th.
But then he'd probably have a magic phone that stops time. But only for like 1 season until they decide that wasn't a good idea. I don't remember.
Like John the Baptist, we have a calling from God to prepare the way of the Lord. Yes. My sister, my brother, we all have a calling to prepare the way of the Lord.
That is correct. And towards the end of this today's devotion, we are instructed to take some time in prayer and ask the Lord what special plans he has in store for us. Mm-hmm. Because we do all have a special mission.
How does God show his plans for you? Do you have difficulty following where God calls? We all love it when God calls us to something that we want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's great. But sometimes he calls us to do things we really don't want to do. And then, if you're anything like me, you fight against it.
I'd like you to go to Nineveh. You what? Where?
You know what? I'm going to catch the next train to Tarshish.
Yeah. I'm going to go as far as I can in the opposite direction and hope that we never have to have this discussion again.
It's so much nicer, when it's like, all right, today, you know what? You should have cake for breakfast. And you're like, really? All right, I'm pretty sure that's the right answer.
You're the boss.
Versus, you should do this thing that you've been putting off, but really should do for a long time.
There are so many of those things in my life right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so this week is a great time to think about those things, to examine why you've been putting them off, and, since we've just begun a new year, to rededicate yourself to, I'm finally going to do it. Yeah. It's not going to be pleasant, but I'm going to do it.
That's right.
Yes.
Now, an important thing to note is the fourth week of Advent varies wildly. It can be either a full week if Christmas is itself a Sunday, or if Christmas is a Monday, the fourth week of Advent consists of not an entire day. Because you'll have the fourth Sunday of Advent.
And then by evening, it's Christmas Eve.
By evening, we're having Christmas Eve masses. Those are wild days.
That was a fun year.
Yeah. So this year, again, Christmas is a Saturday this year, so it'll be just a couple years until we come around to it again.
Woo!
So this year, while we have a relatively long fourth week of Advent, let's take advantage to really think about the life of heaven that all of us are called to live starting here on earth.
Yep.
Yes, and
heaven.
If you're super busy, you have extra time to do it in, because usually if the holy day is on a Saturday or Monday, it gets smushed to Sunday. But it's Christmas. So you got to go for Christmas. You got to go for Sunday.
Yep.
And it can't be the same one. You can't call it like, I'm going, Saturday night. It's both.
Yep. So,
although, oddly, it doesn't necessarily have to be the correct, like if you had a Christmas night mass.
Yeah.
You could go to that as Sunday if you already went like on Christmas Eve, even though the readings are going to be.
But would it count as the anticipatory mass for Sunday?
It would. I don't know how many parishes are going to be
doing it because they're going to be super crazy busy Friday and Saturday.
Well, okay,
so
Christmas Eve is not like a proper vigil. So if you go to mass on Christmas Eve, that counts for Christmas.
Yes.
You're not then obligated then to go again on Christmas Day.
Right.
Because we all mentally think about Christmas having happened at night on Christmas Eve, even though logically Christmas, if it happened at night, would be Christmas Day night.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, all the little nativities and the Christmas stories on stuff, it's always, dark out. And, it makes sense. There's no room at the inn, so clearly they were stopping for the night.
They'd finally arrived at Bethlehem.
I mean, it could be that it happened, at
they could have
2
been there for a few
so
days.
Therefore, it was the next day, but...
Well, but anytime after midnight.
Mm-hmm. Well,
or the Jewish reckoning, anytime after sundown. It's night. It's that day.
So, go down below and share with us your thoughts on the whole of our Advent Memento Mori devotions.
Or what exact time, if they had modern birth certificates, would you think they wrote down for Jesus' birth? Was it 2:20 in the morning? 5 in the afternoon?
Oh, pish posh. He was born at 3:33.
See, I think automatically it's going to be a late night kind of a thing because, number one, you had the angels appearing to the shepherds.
Yep.
And they all came to see this new birth. But if it happened like in the middle of the day, you would think that there might have been a whole bunch of other people around.
Scripture mentions that the shepherds were with their flocks at night.
Yes.
I don't know how long it takes shepherds to do things.
I mean, it could be that the angels came to them
Shifty, no good shepherds.
It could have been that the shepherds came to them after the birth had taken place.
Yeah, the child is totally
for a little bit of
born
time, so that
the kid's born.
Yeah, and Mary's looking a little less of that disheveled kind of.
Well, again, we're not going to.
We're not going to get into all the logistics.
How disheveled was Our Lady when she gave birth to the Lord?
Question. But see, that's my point.
She
There's
had one
question.
hair out of place, so that
one artful hair out of place. Love you, Mom.
Yeah. Anyways, go down below, share your comments on the devotion or when you think Jesus' exact time of birth would be.
Which is the most important thing to think about at Christmas time.
Right now, on this day, the eve of Christmas Eve.
The Eve.
This is the most important thing that you can be pondering.
Numbers were very important in the Old Testament. Maybe they're like, it was this because of reasons.
It was 777. Nope, wait, no, that time doesn't exist.
Well, no, you go. It's 17 minutes into the next hour.
Ah, okay.
My friends are about to spend 3 consecutive days living at the church. I think they even get a cot, so I'm just going to let it go. And until next time, having subscribed to our channel, having liked this video, having rung the church bell to be notified when the next temporal extravaganza is released, remember to
live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.